Hi, I'm Michael.
And I'm Kevin.
Welcome to the Mayhem Lab. Today we're going to talk about the Makey Makey and the Micro Makey Makey and how we came up with some game controllers for it. Alright, so like I said, this week we're going to talk about the Makey Makey and the Micro Makey Makey, something that Kevin came up with using an Arduino, so I'll let him kind of talk about that.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen the Makey Makey before, it's a device someone came up with that lets you connect basically wires to anything conductive and use it as a keyboard. It's a fun little project, we'll show that in a minute. But the project we came up with, I call it the Micro Makey Makey because it uses an Arduino Pro Micro like this one. The Arduino Pro Micro, or you can also use an Arduino Leonardo. What's special about those two boards is that instead of having an FTDI chip for serial communication with the computer, that USB to serial communication happens on the processor, the board itself. And so instead of having that chip, this Arduino, emulate a serial connection, we can actually have it emulate a keyboard and a mouse, which is just what the Makey Makey does. It emulates a keyboard and a mouse when you connect it to a computer. To be able to do that, I actually created a board. One of my first projects doing creating a PCB, very easy, kind of a lot of fun. But what it actually then ends up being is this project here, this setup here. It's got a handful of different resistors. These are all very high value resistors, 22 mega ohm, that connect to each of these wires and then also connect to the Arduino. We'll stick that right on the board. And so how it works then is when you close the circuit between the ground and one of these wires, you have a lower resistance, like through your skin or through a vegetable or through whatever, than these high 22 mega ohm resistors. So you close that circuit and it registers a touch and it sends that to the computer as a keyboard stroke. And we'll kind of demonstrate that here on the keyboard or on the computer.
So the Makey Makey site has a couple of different things you can do with it. The one we're looking at here is the Makey Makey piano, which you can find at makeymakey.com/piano. And all it is a simple keyboard that uses the default keys. So as I touch the screen, what the Makey Makey is going to do in our Micro Makey Makey is going to emulate the keyboard through this. So as you can see, Kevin's grounded. Right now, I'm not the one actually using this. I can't do anything, but he can.
But yeah, I could just touch each of these things. It's a path of conductivity. It's a high resistance path of conductivity, but not nearly as high as those 22 mega ohm resistors. So very responsive, very interesting. My kids love playing with this. I set it out the other day with cucumbers and cauliflower and carrots, and they were just playing the piano, playing video games. A lot of fun.
Yeah, it's very entertaining. Obviously not real practical. If you're sitting on the train or the plane or wherever you're traveling, bringing out a stack of carrots to play your game looks kind of odd. One of the things that we like to do is, a lot of people do, is draw a pattern on a piece of paper with a graphite pencil. And then they clip the Makey Makey parts to the graphite, and then that becomes a keyboard or a game controller, if you will. So we just have the up, down, left, right, and then an A-B button for a very simple old school controller. Well, that's great, but one of the problems that we came up with is you have to look down on the paper or look at the screen. You can't necessarily get the tactile feedback from the piece of paper like you could on a game controller, where you can feel the buttons before you press them. So that way we came up with the idea of creating one out of just a piece of cardboard and some tinfoil. So the way that I did this is I just stole a piece of cardboard out of the garbage, old box, nothing special. Yes, I did get some funny looks when I did that, because I did it at my office. And then basically just cut some holes in it to represent the standard game controller layout, and used just standard tinfoil and created basically a circuit. So what I did is I laid down a piece of tinfoil and I covered it with Scotch tape, so that way they wouldn't interfere with each other. Laid down another piece of tinfoil, and it came up, made these little knobs at the top. And then grounding is done on the back plate. So when you're holding it, you hold it like a normal game controller, and then you get the feedback like the little edges on the cardboard before you press it. So in sort of a demonstration, if I ground that, clip some of these on here, and I'm holding on to it, it now works as a game controller. So that's pretty fun. Obviously it's a single person game controller at this point, right? It's nice and flat, it packs real well. Haven't actually used it on a plane because I don't know about taking something with wires out of my bag. Might make me look funny, so you know, it might cause some eyebrows to raise. But so we thought, well, this is fun. This is a neat idea, but we want to play, you know, a game together. So we thought, why not make a bigger one?
So that's what we're gonna do. Welcome back. We're here to build our massive game controller.
So we've rearranged a little bit here, and basically what we got is just like the small one. Got ourselves a nice big piece of cardboard. Same sort of thing. We've got some aluminum foil cut out. So we've instead of making the fascia, we've just got a flat piece of cardboard. We're going to put our buttons right up on top of here, and then stream them all up front, right up to the Micro Makey Makey right here, which we have connected to our laptop. So we're going to go ahead and kind of get those sorted out. Just do some real simple taping. Nothing too crazy. Let's see, enough to hold it in place. Now, of course, you can take your time and make this nicer and better. You know, we're doing this obviously relatively quickly, and again, the whole point on a budget. So let's flip that over. So a piece of cardboard. I'm not sure, Kevin, where'd you find the cardboard?
One of my kids' Christmas presents came
So there you go.
in it.
Shop on Amazon, and
We do a lot of that.
get a nice big piece of cardboard. Tin foil I stole from my drawer, so I think that's like $1 or something at the store. Nothing too crazy there. Scotch tape, not too difficult to come across. So just taping the tin foil down to make sure that it stays in place. And then, as you can see, just folding over the edge and clipping right to the edge to complete that circuit. So pretty easy. Obviously, one of the keys here, you don't want the other wires to touch, otherwise you would short them out. Also found out that Scotch tape makes a nice little insulator too, so you know, we'll insulate this edge right here just in case we touch it, and now we won't because the Scotch tape is protecting us.
And at the bottom here, we're just setting a piece of foil all the way across the bottom to work as our ground at this point. Probably as we get fancier, we'll come up with some way to, a lot of times we could have a wire that we clip to our wrist or something like that for the ground, but for this we're just trying to do it kind of easy and quick.
Right. It's one of the problems, obviously, with the small one was nice. We have the grounding on the back. Can't really do that because we're not going to be able to pick this up very well. So we had to come up with a different solution for the grounding. That. Usually I like to duct tape things together, but today Scotch tape is the winner. Much easier to work with. Works pretty quick. Go. Okay, so we've got ground here. And this is our down arrow. Now I've taken the time to label my wires because I'm kind of like that. I like labeling things, but certainly don't have to do that. Otherwise, just memorize which one's which. We've got right arrow, which is this guy. And now's a good time to mention, you can actually make this kit yourself. You're going to find the instructions on our website, the mayhemlab.net. We're going to have instructions out there how to do this. You don't have to go as fancy and print a PCB board if you don't want to. You could do it with just a prototyping board. Or I think we have some other instructions too. We could probably get somewhere on how to make your own PCB boards. Yep. You did some etching as well.
Yeah, and I made a batch, a pretty good sized batch of these PCBs. So if you want to make one of these Micro Makeys, the first 20 or so people who drop me an email, I'll drop one in the mail to you. No
So
cost.
there you go.
So
free of charge, first 20 people. You heard it here, act now. First 20 people that send us an email, we'll get you a PCB board in the mail so you can make one of these. All right, so that's it. Knocked that together pretty quick. It was maybe a minute or two. I wasn't really keeping track, but so we've got that ready. We've got a classic all lined up here to play. So let's just see. So it looks like
if you're typing in your
yeah,
you're typing in the wrong window.
I'm typing in the wrong window. Hit the up arrow too many times. All right, so let's hit record on that.
You got a BAB because you typed in the wrong window.
Oh, I did. See?
Yay!
I got AB happy.
Computers.
Computers. Really, I know how to work them. Now we're going to play a single player on this, and Kevin's going to do up, down, left, right. Come back. You didn't get the mushroom. You got to get the mushroom. Nope. Get up.
Oh,
Have you played this game before?
Not very much.
Aw.
Too late.
I think it's big.
Alright, we'll just have to go back to it. We suck. Or I suck.
Slow down. No! So a two-player Mario, not necessarily the best.
Alright, we'll get the mushroom this time.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa.
I guess I gotta stop running. This is the problem. Alright. Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna run, jump, and...
Oh, that was awful. I suck.
I want to teach Kevin how to...
You want to try this side?
I think I'll be the left, right, up, down, because, you know,
Alright.
I have coordination skills.
So which is... Oh, I gotta ground myself.
This is run.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Run. Jump.
That was awful.
So I think having a bracelet or something would be a lot easier, so we could use two hands. Right
Yeah.
now we're limited by the grounding scenario, but pretty fun, pretty entertaining. Obviously, if you have a rainy day with your kids, you know, a little Micro Makey, some tin foil, kids can make this and have a blast.
Yeah. So, instructions for the Micro Makey are on mayhemlab.net. Thank you guys for watching our blog, and
Appreciate
see you next
it.
time.
See you later.